What if your dog isn't just barking for a treat, but telling you a story? What if that bird outside your window is sharing the latest neighborhood gossip? Beyond the familiar barks, meows, and chirps lies a hidden web of communication, a language network animals have used for millions of years. And today, we're about to decode it. Forget everything you think you know about animal sounds. Science is revealing that animal communication can be just as complex, and sometimes more nuanced, than human language. From the silent dances of bees, to the electric whispers of sharks, to the songs of whales that may contain something like grammar, the animal kingdom is speaking all around us. The question is, are we ready to listen? First, let's break down what animal communication actually means. At its simplest, it's when one creature sends a signal, and another receives and interprets it. But those signals aren't always vocal. Animals communicate through sound, yes, like barks, songs, and howls. But also through visual displays. Think of a wolf lowering its ears to show submission, or a peacock fanning its feathers in a dazzling display of attraction. There's chemical communication, ants laying pheromone trails to lead nestmates to food. And tactile signals, like grooming in primates, or a cat rubbing against your leg to bond and share scent. Some species even use electric and vibrational signals. The platypus senses tiny electrical fields in the water, while certain fish and sharks can speak in pulses of electricity. And insects like crickets and termites use vibrations we can't hear, but they can feel through their legs. In other words, the animal kingdom has a multilingual toolbox far beyond our imagination. Let's start with communication that doesn't rely on sound at all. In wolves, a simple tail flick or a lowered stance can mean the difference between peace and aggression. Body language is their diplomacy. In ant colonies, communication is chemical. Ants leave invisible pheromone trails that act as road maps, guiding entire armies to food or warning others of danger. It's like chemical texting. And in the buzzing chaos of a beehive, order is maintained through the waggle dance. A bee literally dances in figure-8 patterns to tell others exactly where nectar is, direction, distance, and quality, all mapped out in a dance. Then there's the cuttlefish. These ocean masters change their skin color and texture in milliseconds, creating living billboards that signal warnings, mating availability, or even camouflage. Scientists recently observed cuttlefish waving their arms at each other in patterned signals, possibly a form of silent conversation in the deep. Animals are talking all the time, but often without making a sound. Of course, sound is still one of the richest channels of communication. Bird songs, whale calls, dolphin whistles, these are the symphonies of survival. But some animals take sound further. Bats and dolphins use echolocation, sending out high-frequency sounds and reading the returning echoes to build a three-dimensional, sound picture of the world. It's communication and perception rolled into one. Then there's the electric sense. Sharks and platypuses can detect the faint bioelectric fields given off by living prey, or by each other. For them, the ocean is alive with invisible electric chatter. And some animals, like bees and mantis shrimp, perceive polarized light, something we humans can't see. They use it as a compass, and in some cases, to send subtle visual messages invisible to predators. Everywhere you look, animals are tapping into hidden channels of communication that humans barely understand. Animal communication isn't always honest. In fact, deception is part of the game. Take meerkats. Their alarm calls aren't just random squeaks. Different calls signal different predators, a hawk overhead or a snake on the ground. Each signal sparks the right defensive behavior in the group. African wild dogs coordinate with high-pitched rallying calls before a hunt, synchronizing their movements like a military unit. But then there's the drongo bird, a true con artist. It mimics alarm calls of other species to trick them into dropping food. While the others scatter, the drongo swoops in for the prize. And in primates, subtle gestures and vocalizations help establish hierarchies, diffuse tension, and prevent fights, proof that language isn't only about words, but about maintaining society. Now comes the exciting part. Technology is giving us new ears. AI and machine learning are being trained to analyze thousands of bird songs, dolphin whistles, and even whale clicks. Projects like Earth Species Project and Project City are using deep learning to uncover patterns, almost like discovering the grammar of another language. For example, researchers recently decoded 20 distinct dolphin whistles, one of which appears to function as an alarm signal. And AI models have found that sperm whale clicks, known as codas, may follow rules similar to human syntax. Even companies like Baidu in China are filing patents for AI systems designed to translate animal sounds into human interpretable messages. Imagine an app that tells you if your dog is hungry, stressed, or excited. But decoding is only the first step. The bigger question is, should we try to talk back? As we unlock these hidden languages, we are faced with profound questions. Elephants, for example, use infrasound, low-frequency rumbles that travel miles through the ground, to call family members or warn of danger. Dolphins call each other by unique signature whistles, almost like names. If we come to truly understand these signals, the implications are enormous. We could improve animal welfare, design better conservation strategies, even create interspecies dialogues. But there's an ethical dimension. If animals have complex communication, does that mean they have deeper emotions, even cultures, than we've admitted? What responsibilities do we have if we truly understand what they're saying? The language of life is all around us, in the rustle of leaves, the shimmer of scales, the buzz of wings, the silent stillness of a wolf's gaze. We've only just begun to decode these signals, but one thing is clear, animals are not silent. They never were. The question is, will we finally learn to listen? Because the moment we do, we may realize that we are not alone in speaking. We are part of a vast, ancient conversation that has been happening on Earth for millions of years. In our next video, we will come up with more valuable information like this. Until then, subscribe to our channel if you are new to the channel, so that you don't miss any informational videos from us. Like and share with your friends. Thank you for watching.